1 year ago, there was a drastic fire outbreak here at Susan's Bay, and hundreds of houses and businesses, of which an entire community was almost burnt down. A year gone in minutes, and the Susan's Bay is quickly recovering from the ordeal, even though there are still few of the temporary structures set up by humanitarian organizations when the incident occurred. Sento Kamara is one of the residents that lost their homes in the fire and is still residing in one of the temporary structures for over a year now, as she could not afford to erect a makeshift structure like others, but left to manage the one she has. She is constrained, especially since the rains have started.
How they sleep, my family inside this tent here. They suffer.
My sister and I have been living here ever since the incident occurred. We are really constrained. We don't sleep at night, especially if it rains. We really need help.
Salematu Kagbo is a single parent to 8 little children and they reside in this makeshift structure, which according to her was erected by the community people as a way of helping her and her children. Even though the structure has a roof over their head, but they still undergo challenges with the rains.
As the rain comes, you attack her up, I take the picking there,
When it rains, it is not easy for me and my children. As an old woman, I always put them on top of cement blocks, so the rain could not reach them. We have been waiting for authorities ever since, but nothing has been done. We want to be supported, especially for an old woman like me.
I don't get nothing. I swear to God.
There are, however, some people who can afford a bit and are erecting permanent structures, of which they did themselves, as they waited on government and humanitarian organizations, but to no avail.
Because we constrain right now. Because government promise to try this for help.
When it rains, it is difficult for us. We are presently struggling with cold. We were told not to erect our makeshift structure, that they would sponsor us to erect permanent ones. But nothing has been done. As a result of whatever we used to build these structures, we really need help.
This is where I am staying, with my blind husband and my children. We used to have 21 rooms before the incident occurred, but everything was burnt down. We have been facing a lot. We waited for the support promised to us, but to no avail. So we decided to erect these makeshift structures for us to survive. We are in dire need of help.
From that time they take today, they no come. They wouldn't get. I make them they build so no get.
Despite the several issues raised by the residents at Susan's Bay community, the National Disaster Management Agency is saying they intervened immediately and provided food and non-food items, including cash transfers to the victims. They, however, promised to revisit the community and act on the master plan.
We are advising them to exercise patience. Government is actually thinking about them, and that we will do everything. We have all the options on the table at the moment to ensure that we have an effective, housing system for them. And they will live in a situation that is less, prone to disaster.
Housing is a huge problem in Sierra Leone, as only few could afford to live in better and decent housing conditions. In this light, better housing provision would do a lot good for these people, especially the less privileged at Susan's Bay. SLBC News, Esther Sacko reporting.